A good Friday morning to you, and welcome to Bay Talk, an insider's look at Put-in-Bay with your host, Caiti Market. Bay Talk is brought to you each week by the Miller Ferry, with service from Catawba Island to Put-in-Bay and Middle Bass Island. And now here's Katie with Bay Talk on WPCR and WPIB Radio.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Bay Talk, your island news, events, and more with your host, Caiti Market. I'd like to welcome everyone back on this beautiful Friday morning at 10 a.m. I really appreciate everyone tuning in and listening to our second show of the season. Last week we had Peter Houston with the Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce joining us to tell us a little bit about some events that were going on around the island. The season is starting to pick up with different events going on this spring. May is a big year, or a big month. I would like to tell you that this past weekend, Put-in-Bay School had a special prom. Their very own prom. They have it every year in grades 9-12. This event was held at the Red Moon, which is a former winter bar in the Park Hotel. And this year's theme was Through Time. And there were about 20 people in attendance. Now, some people think that this is crazy for prom to only have 20 people, but this is the norm for Put-in-Bay School. Students as young as 9th grade can attend the prom, and this makes a memorable event with close friends. For Bay Talk today, I'd like to welcome a very special group of guests. We have none other than my very own family. I have my father, Billy Market, my aunt, Julene Market, my cousin, Jordan Market, and my uncle, Richie Meyer. They're all part of Miller Boat Line, and they take care of the family business. They're my uncle and my aunt and my father are all fourth-generation Islanders. Growing up, they all attended Put-in-Bay School, and when my grandparents bought the Miller Boat Line, they started working there full-time, and now they are all part of the team that runs Miller Boat Line today. I'd like to introduce my dad first, and my dad actually grew up on the island, went to school at Put-in-Bay School, but then had the opportunity to play baseball over at Port Clinton High School. Dad, can you tell us what that was like?
And I had the opportunity to go back and forth to the mainland as a youngster and play A-ball and T-ball and met a lot of great people and friends. And then I was given an even bigger opportunity after my sophomore year of high school. I had a family that had a very close friends with who actually invited me to live with them for 2 years. So I had the opportunity to go to Port Clinton High School and enjoy a much larger class, play baseball, wrestle, basketball, the whole big school atmosphere, so to speak. So it was quite a change, and I relished every minute of it.
And so you went your last 2 years, you said?
Correct,
so
yeah.
So you got to spend your younger years on Put-in-Bay.
Yes, and we keep talking about the unique experiences about growing up on the island, and of course, we're on an island. That's the unique part of it. How many kids get to grow up on an island to have the water in their front yard? I had my own boat by the time I was 9 or 10 years old. I was allowed to have an engine on it by the time I was 10 or 11. And, to be able to experience and grow up on the water like we have, there's not too many people that have that opportunity, and it's nothing I would ever change in the world to have.
Now, Jordan, you spent summers up here.
That's correct.
And tell us about the fun that you had in summers. I'm sure it's a little different than our parents and aunts growing up, but you went to school in Avon Lake.
I did.
And you played football and then came here and worked in the summers.
I did. When I was younger, I think I had kind of the same experience that you full-time Islanders had. I really enjoyed the swim and sail programs. I spent probably around 6 or 7 years sailing and then doing the swimming thing until I was too old, and then my dad made me go to work. So once I was here on weekends during the winter and then through the summers, I really had a good time being up here. And it was, like Billy said, Angeline said, just being up here and growing up on an island, even though I wasn't here all the time, it was really unique. And it's something that, I can always say that I was kind of raised on an island.
Mm-hmm, I agree. And when he said that he was put to work, we were about, 11, 12 when we went to work?
I was 12 when I started working at Perry's Cave.
Full-time. So
yes.
That was when we started our full-time jobs. Now, the fun thing about our family is my grandparents bought the Miller Ferry. And growing up, that's what my father and my aunt and my uncle all grew up doing, correct?
That's right.
And so tell us about having a business on the island and having it be a family business.
Well, there's no doubt that a family business can be challenging. But we've been very, very fortunate that I think all three of us, growing up with the business at a very young age, that we all sort of developed our own little niche that we all seemed to fit into, which was great. Where Scott very heavily into the construction and keeping the boats running, and an engineering side, where Jolene doing with the social media that's taken off over the past few years, the print, the media relations, and then me being sort of a point person out at the dock, sort of doing the front of the house, so to speak. So we've been very, very fortunate that all three of us found something that we enjoy doing. We keep out of each other's toes a little bit that way, but at the same time, the family business can be, just like any family business, it can be quite unique and challenging at times too.
Yeah, I agree. I'm getting into it now, so it's an adventure. What's going on new at the boat line? Anything new this year that our listeners should know about?
Well, this year, this past winter, we had the motor vessel Caiti Market, who was actually named after our father. Up in dry dock in Cleveland, we have a new Tier 3 Caterpillar C18 engines, as well as new gears put in. The original engines, that boat was built in 1993. It's had the original engines in it. It's had a number of overhauls and rebuilds up to this time. So these are new engines, which are EPA, very environmental friendly, a little more horsepower, a little less fuel consumption. We just got that vessel back here about a week ago. We're still working just a few little bugs out of it right now, but that's the new exciting news that we have. We also are developing when you get to the top of the Limekiln Hill, which is on the island, we have rearranged, or in the middle of rearranging right now, the taxi and bus pickup areas. We're moving them across the street, just another 30 yards farther away for people to walk, but they're right there, conveniently located. What we have found over the past number of years, over the past 20 years, is business has increased on the island, that the top of the hill can be a little clusterish, a little busy, congested, at peak times. So we're spreading things out just a little bit, and where the bus and taxi areas we have a new information kiosk there we're bringing into play here in the next couple of weeks to give people information, any new island events, ferry schedules, things to do on the island, especially for first-time people coming to the island. They're really sort of looking for that, geez, where do we would like to go? What should we go see? Where's a great place to eat? What should we do while we're here? And then hopefully we can answer a lot of their questions. And we're looking forward to having some of these new and exciting changes come this year.
So it'll be right at the top of the hill for our listeners who are coming over and visiting us.
The infamous hill at the Limekiln, yes.
Have we built the escalator up yet? I'm sure that was a question.
Yeah, I'm going to need it here pretty soon.
Mike Mad Dog Adams, that's part of his show, is he's ready to build an escalator up to the top of the hill, so maybe he'll help you out with that. Well,
the hill is becoming a little more infamous as we go along, too. People, it seems to be getting just a little bit steeper and a little bit longer every time we walk up it.
Just a little. Now, another good source to get news is our very own Julene here. She is part of many groups on the island and kind of knows the ins and the outs for the events. Julene, you're involved in so many different events and fundraisers and groups. Can you tell us a little bit about some of them?
Well, first let me say that it takes a whole lot of community active people to put together a lot of events and some of the fundraisers and things like that go on Put-in-Bay. But some of the top favorites that you folks might want to think about coming over and seeing this summer include Pirate Fest and the Niagara Weekend at that same time. And also, one of the highlights that I'm really excited about, because it's brand new, it's called Island Green Week, and that happens in early August. And that will include being able to explore Put-in-Bay, the brand new green preserves and trails that we have on the island, a suggested tour. You'll get a guide and a lunch. Also, there'll be like kayaking and special programs, including a meteorite shooting star cruise aboard a Miller Ferry. And so if you're interested in finding out more about that Island Green Week, we are trying to flesh out the information right now, and you can find the events on millerferry.com.
Well, that sounds fun. A little stargazing on the Miller.
Yeah.
I'm sure people, they can go to millerferry.com to visit that. What are some other events that you enjoy going to in the summer that people might not know about?
Some of the favorites that I like to share with people include Wild Tuesdays. It's awesome for families. And it is only once a week, but it obviously on Tuesdays. But it is a free program that you can go to at the Wildlife Museum on the island. And every week there's a new type of an animal featured with scientists that are helping out the kids, hands-on exploration and so on. Another thing that if you want to sort of have a broader experience of the Lake Erie Islands, don't forget that you can tour the South Bass Island Lighthouse during the peak of the summer, as well as taking a little boat over to Gibraltar Island and taking a tour of Stone Laboratory on Gibraltar, which is owned by Ohio State University.
Which is a unique experience for all the listeners. I'm sure not very many people have done that before.
That's right.
And not very many people know that Ohio State has a campus, so to speak, over here. So that's always fun to learn. Well, that sounds like some fun family and nature events that are going on in Put-in Bay this summer that are new and exciting. Jordan, you are now living on the island full time.
I am.
What are you doing? On weeknights? What do you do for fun?
Well, right now, getting the carts up and running, I'm very tired, but I don't go out much. But there is plenty of things to do downtown. There's a lot of different bar scenes. As far as there's a country bar at T&J's. I think the Roundhouse is my favorite is the Roundhouse because I know a lot of the bartenders and it's kind of a historical bar on the island. But there's also places that you can go and just sit outside and talk to your friends where it's really quiet. But the food is just great. I probably spend too much time at the restaurants here, especially at the Old Forge.
I have to interject and say Jordan's wife, Sarah, is a regular at Old Forge.
Yeah, she is. She sure is. But it's one of my favorite places to go because it's quiet and it's kind of out of the way. It's not on the main strip, so it's very quiet. But other than that, enjoying the lake, enjoying the weather when it's nice. There's plenty to do here for 20-year-olds.
Right. And Dad, what would you suggest for the more middle-aged customers that are coming to Put-in Bay?
Thank you, Caitlin. And you notice I did call you Caitlin there. I always tell people that you can do whatever you want over here. We have such a wide range. You can go down to the entertainment district on the main strip and have fun. And at a number of places that offer a variety of entertainments and great food. Or you can hop in your golf cart and just maybe a quarter mile outside of downtown is park on the beach, watch the sailboats and watch the water, which is a very unique where you can, any given spot where you can possibly see 6 or 7 different islands, including a couple of Canadian islands. We're only about 5.5 miles away from the Canadian border. So you can do anything in between. So I always love the diversity that we have, or the options of watching sunsets and sunrises are my favorite, of course. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I do love to go uptown occasionally. Not as much nor as often as Jordan does, maybe, or I used to. But no, we have a diversification over here from the enjoyment of the lake. We offer the opportunity to see so much just from the water and the water surrounding us.
Right, and you mentioned that you're a fan of taking pictures of the sunsets and the sunrises, and you have gotten a lot of Facebook followers because of your sunset pictures. Where are some of your favorite spots?
Well, depending on the season, it's just an opportunity of, I've always said a sunset is a sunset. They all look great, but to have, whether it be a ferry boat mixed in a sailboat, the monument, we have so many unique vistas over here and opportunities to add something to the sunset and sunrises, a passing boat, a sailboat, seagulls. I always like to try to find something to mix in with a sunset or sunrise and make it just a little more unique, and especially unique for the island here.
Now, he talks about pictures, and he does a great job, but speaking from experience, him trying to get a family picture of all of us is very nitpicky.
Well, let's just say that to have all, 12 of the family or, 15 in our extended family mixed in, all looking good at one time probably is pretty hard.
It takes a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
True.
One new thing that the Miller Boat Line has taken up this year is we have a new golf cart rental. That's not exactly new, I guess, but my cousin Jordan is heading up this new venture. Jordan, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. So the family that the boat line kind of purchased it from, they've been running East Carts for the past 30 years. And through 30 years of running a business, they got to do it. They learned how to do it very well. And, by the time that we bought it from them, they had everything down. And that's from little things to big things. So I really haven't had to change much. I've had to talk to them and get their experiences and their advice, but also the fact that Ease Carts is now connected to Miller Boat Line, that opens up a lot of new options for us. For example, we are currently working on making a reservation system online, and a lot of the cart rentals on the island do not have that as an option. So eventually, our website EasePut-in-Bay-Golfcarts.com. That's ES-Put-in-Bay-Golfcarts.com. That's going to be able to take reservations online, so people won't have to call in like they used to, and they could go there and get all the information. As far as how many golf carts we have available for reservations, what kind of golf carts we have. Like, for example, we have 2, 4, 6, and 8-seat golf carts, which are ideal for multiple groups of people, from couples all the way up to small families and large families. We actually are one of the only cart rentals on the island that offer 8-seat golf carts. So having kind of a new grip on this business from the family who we are pretty close with as a family. Our family's close with theirs. It's really cool. It's been a cool experience so far, and I can't wait for things to get busy this summer.
And their grandson is working with you, correct?
Yes, yeah. Johnny's one of my good friends. I grew up with him here.
So it's nice to have a little bit of the family background there.
It sure is.
Your friend working with you.
Definitely.
Now, you mentioned the reservation system, and not very many golf cart rentals on the island have this. Why is it important to reserve your golf cart ahead of time?
So it's important during the busy months because we have East Carts has always had carts available for reservation, but they've also had carts available for just walk-up customers. And during busy weekends, they can go very quickly. So it's important that if you are looking to come to the island for a day and reserve get a golf cart, just reserving a cart would be something that you don't have to worry about. That if you get here, you're going to have a cart locked down with us. We'll have it ready to go for you when you get here, and you won't have to worry about having to hoof it or take a taxi downtown. And it's a long walk.
It'll get you where you need to go.
It'll get you where you need to go, definitely.
Now, I've had many people ask me when they call in or were talking to me, when I was a bartender, they say, the island's only so big, but what can you really see on the golf cart? What can you do? So
the golf carts are basically right now, they're a licensed motor vehicle. So anywhere that you can take a car, you can take a golf cart. But that being said, you can tour the entire island at your own pleasure, at your own leisurely pleasure, and see anything that you want to see. You can park it anywhere. You can, go into any establishment here, and then just come out and then hop on your cart and keep visiting the other locations. Mm-hmm.
There's lots of houses out on East Point that always send people out West Shore.
Yeah, the West Shore and the East Point are great for the just the sightseeing, because there are a lot of really nice old houses on this island.
Mm-hmm. Now, the only place you can't drive your golf cart on the island is...
You can't go into the state park, into the campgrounds of the state park. You can't go...
On the golf course.
On the golf course, yes, exactly.
I feel like I'm quoting a Mad Dog show here.
Thanks,
Mad Dog, for this, if you're listening.
That's always something that I always forget to tell people, is that there's the golf cart here, or the golf course here.
Yeah, and that's one thing that people don't usually see, but there is a 9-hole golf course.
Correct, yeah. Mm-hmm. Par 3 9-hole golf course.
Par 3, yeah. I'm not a big golf person, so I'm glad that we have the golf experts here.
Billy is.
And
Richie.
Richard Byers.
And Richie.
Our resident Artem Palmer.
Jordan, I want to wish you luck on this new venture.
Thank you.
Where can our visitors go if they need to get more information?
So they can visit either the Miller Ferry webpage. They can be directed to our cart website, or they can just go to EastPut-in-Bay-Golfcarts.com. That's ES-Put-in-Bay-Golfcarts.com.
With no dashes.
With
correct?
no dashes, or apostrophes.
No dashes or
Yep.
apostrophes.
Yep.
And they can go through Miller Ferry to get that. Another part of the Miller boat line that's really unique is our marina. And we have our marina dockmaster specialist, Rich Myers, down here. Rich, how long have you been working on the marina for?
Gosh, Katie, it seems like forever, but it's only been 7 years.
7 years.
It's been great 7 years.
And tell us, so if people want to bring their boats over, what can they do?
Well, the best thing to do is to make a reservation in advance, and there's there's actually 3 ways to do that, but the 2 most desirable ways are either through our webpage, which is millermarinapib.com, or they can direct email us at millermarinapib@gmail.com.
Okay.
Always be sure to include the length and make of the boat, the captain's first and last name, and a cell phone number for that reservation.
Okay, so they can call and make the reservations there. What amenities does our marina have?
We offer a golf cart rental as
Okay.
well, as Jordan had spoke with, a free Wi-Fi, hookups for electricity up to 50 amps,
Okay.
and a wonderful facility that includes a pavilion. We have outdoor charcoal grills that are included, along with a beautiful restroom facility that's heated and air conditioned as needed in the season, and like I said, wonderful dock setup.
And now, is this a child-friendly place?
Absolutely. We are proud to say that we cater to more of a family environment at Miller Marina.
Right, because talk about the location, because sometimes people, they see the downtown area of Put in Bay and the docks are right there, but this is separate, correct?
Correct. We're more towards the west end of the harbor. We're actually, for the boating savvy people out there, we're right at channel marker 10. So we're just a little bit due west of the cruise nest and well west of the boardwalk. So we're a very quiet setting, a very enjoyable setting, beautiful views of Gibraltar and the monument, of course, and the west end of the harbor.
Right, and so it's a good family area, really good for children, safer. But then we have our adults who might want to walk downtown. Is that accessible from our marina?
Absolutely. Either you certainly can rent a golf cart from us, or it's a 5-6 minute walk to all the great fun that they can have downtown. But the best part about it is they can leave downtown. And when they decide to come back to their boat in the marina, it's by 10 o'clock for sure, it's a very quiet environment.
Great, well that sounds like fun. And are you taking reservations now?
Absolutely. We started taking reservations April 1st, and we will continue to do so. And the weekends especially, reservations are required. Our weekday business, Sunday through Thursday, is you can gain access to the marina without a reservation. It's recommended, but we do have openings typically during those weekdays.
Okay, and they can call, email, and visit the website.
That's correct. And if they want to call, our number is 419-285-5902.
And ask for the specialty dockmaster, Rich, correct?
That's correct.
And they'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
Rich, is there anything else you'd like to let our listeners know about the marina?
Well, the one thing I'll say about is the comment that I get a lot about Miller Marina is that it appears to be a private club setting, but it's accessible to the public. And that's what's really great. It's very quiet, and it's top-notch all the way.
That sounds wonderful. Maybe, Dad, we can take our boat across the the marina and dock there one night.
I'd be more than happy to have you come along, Katie.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can't work out a
Maybe
deal
he'll
for
let
you
me
guys.
drive the boat that far.
Family discounts.
We'll see.
Great.
I'm
Well,
not
that
sure about
sounds like fun, and I'm sure many people don't. They know that we're a boating community, but they don't know that they can bring their boats up here and visit the islands, and that's a fun, different way. Save money on a hotel room. And,
Absolutely.
Great. So that sounds like fun. To wrap up our show, I'd kind of like just to ask any of you in general what you want people to know when they visit Put in Bay.
Well, we hope anybody that comes there has a pleasant experience. Like I said, we offer so many different avenues for people can find their individual likes and desires of what they like to do. Whether, like I said, you can go downtown and walk up and down some great entertainment and the pool bars and the outdoor entertainment as well as indoor entertainment, of course. But you can take a leisurely walk just to go watch the seagulls, the monument, visit the caves, take a stroll along the beach out the state park, and just watch the sailboats go by. So we offer a little bit for everybody. Or if you're interested, you can do both those fun things in one day too.
Mm-hmm. Stay here for more than one day.
Yes, overnight stays.
Mm-hmm. Where are some hotels that you recommend staying? I know people, I guess not hotels, but where are some... There's different lodgings. They're not just hotels here, correct? There's
some large, very nice resort-style places that are lakefront. There's also some very close to downtown that have pool bars with them. There are a number of bed and breakfasts. There's a lot of diversification. Just in the past 10 years, there's been an additional 70 to 100 to 150 hotel rooms. There's a lot more overnight accommodations. We do list all of our links. If you go to millerferry.com, we have all the links to every accommodation there is on the island. It's hard to list a personal favorite,
right,
but there are so many beautiful places over here. Like I said, everything from bed and breakfast to smaller hotels to the larger, 60, 80 room resort style hotels. Mm-hmm. So I think you can find just about whatever you want here by just picking and choosing your style of lodging.
There's different styles for everyone.
And if I can add to what Billy said, what's really fun about the summer is the weekends. There's a lot of different themes, and for families especially, they can kind of pick and choose. One of my favorites is Pirate Weekend, which is extremely family friendly. And it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of great giveaways, and people seem to really enjoy that. So,
what's your favorite activity in Pirate Fest?
Dressing up.
I was going to say.
Putting makeup on.
Giving
mascara. I'm weird like that.
Like our own Captain Jack Sparrow. And we
Ahoy,
encourage
matey.
all the listeners to dress up and visit Rich at the marina.
Absolutely.
Well, I'd like to thank you all again for coming in and joining me as my second interview. It's always fun to have family here. You should see us all in this little room we're interviewing in. We're poking each other and making fun of each other as we go. So
Stop it, Jolene.
It's always a fun experience, but thank you all again.
Katie, it's been a huge pleasure, and thank you for inviting us
Katie.
and trying to share some of our experiences and what the island does have to offer.
Thank you, Katie. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs. Thanks, guys. I'd like to once again thank my family for stopping in. They all have crazy schedules, and they all made the time to come in and see me and talk to all of you. So I'd like to thank them and wish them a good summer. It's fun working with them. I'd also like to introduce some new events we have going on this week. I told some of you about them last time. Later today at 3 p.m. on Put-in-Bay, we have the Wildflower Walk. Join everyone later today for a true island nature experience. Meet at the Jane Coates Wildlife Trail on May 13th, which is later today at 3 o'clock, to walk in one of our favorite wildflower spots. Join Lisa Broll and the rest of the wildlife lovers to walk through the trail and explore all the nature the island has to offer. During this week on May 15th through 20th, Lake Erie Islands Wildlife Center presents Road Scholar, Photographing the Splendor of Lake Erie Islands. During this time, there is a photography session offered on the Lake Erie Islands. You will be able to study under two professional, noted photographers who have been capturing the wildlife and nature of Ohio for over 18 years. Under their wings, you will increase your photography skills and spend some time in nature. For more information and to register, call Road Scholar toll-free at 877-426-8056 or visit their website at www.roadscholar.org. That's www.roadscholar.org. You can also visit their website by going through millerferry.com and clicking on the events page. On May 20th and 21st, next weekend, the Put-in-Bay Arts Council is proud to sponsor the Junior Drama Society's production of The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, Abridged. This laugh-out-loud comedy acts as a shortened version of all Shakespeare's published works. This will be directed by Catherine Washke with help from Beth Ferner. This play features the talent of 18 Put-in-Bay students in grades 5 through all the way through high school. The show will be performed at the Town Hall stage on the new dates of Friday, May 20th and Saturday, May 21st. Curtain will be at 7:30 p.m. and admission for adults is $8, for students is $6, and senior citizens is $6. Come over and support the hard work of these young, talented actors. We hope to see everyone there. On Saturday, May 21st, before this play, you can go to our island-wide garage sale, so bargainers, get your shopping shoes on. This will be on May 21st and will be held all over the island. If you're interested in participating in the garage sale, you can call the Put-in-Bay Chamber to put your location on the map. They can be reached at 419-285-2832. The map will be sent to print on May 19th and available that Friday afternoon at the following locations: the Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce, the Depot, Miller Boat Line, the Jet Express, and several island restaurants that serve breakfast that morning. Normal garage sales time range from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., so start shopping early to find your deals on island treasures. Also on Saturday, May 21st, we are celebrating Victoria Weekend. Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial, which is commemorating 2 centuries of peace between the United States, Canada, and Great Britain, will be open for the season. The memorial and the visitor center are open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily through October. On May 24th through the 25th, we are going to beautify our own De Rivera Park. Volunteers are needed for this. If you can, come over and help Put-in-Bay's Garden Club plant flowers that grace the enchanting De Rivera Park. Each year, the Put-in-Bay Garden Club purchases and plants new flowers. Volunteer members all summer long will water, fertilize, and maintain each basket on a daily basis. Everyone is welcome, and the help is much appreciated. To help keep our beautiful island clean and beautiful, come on over on May 24th at 9 a.m. to prepare baskets for planting, and you can also meet on May 25th in the park at 9 a.m. to help plant the baskets. That is all I have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to visit millerferry.com to look at more events, news, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone next week. Thank you.
You've been listening to Bay Talk with Caiti Market, an insider's look at the islands, brought to you by the Miller Ferryboat Line, with service from Catawba Island to Put-in-Bay and Middle Bass Island. Join us next week at 10 a.m. here on WPCR and WPIB for more Bay Talk with Caiti Market.